and see if I'm pronouncing that correct. Okay.
It's Nika, but Zuko is the easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you guys safety officers? Tassie, are you a safety officer? Are you responsible for the safety file? We would love to know a little bit more about you guys and what you guys do. The DNA, Zuko, Adam.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Adam. Thanks for talking, man. I appreciate it. The others is dead. I can't hear them there. Zuko, welcome.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, how's it going? They're still having breakfast, man.
Having still breakfast. You guys must remember we are here for you guys, eh? So we would love to hear your voice. We would love to talk and see if we are on the right track and if everything is still going as planned. Okay, Adam, are you're the safety officer, hey?
Yes, I am. Not at any particular company. I have my own business.
Yes.
But from time to time, we do get requests for health and safety documents, etc. So I'm still a work in progress, and Gert here is my mentor. And
Adam, I just quickly want to correct you there. Not from time to time we get a request. You must have a safety file ready for every project.
Yeah, we need to sit down. You and I, Gert. That's a point of discussion for us.
Okay.
It's becoming more and more apparent now that people are needing safety files.
Yeah.
We're just busy with a bird job out in Bellville where Eagle Eyes are supposed to be installed.
Okay.
And the customer needs to provide us with his list for a safety file.
Yeah.
But the problem is this, he has no idea what should be included in the safety file. So we sitting around the table and brainstorming as to what he needs to have in the safety file. So yeah, that's where we're at. A lot of people are unaware of the fact that they do need a safety file, even if they're doing tiling or construction or any type of repairs or maintenance that needs to happen in a building.
Who's your client, if I may ask? Is it a corporate company or private?
No, it's a private company. It's some foreign nationals who bought this building and now they're setting it up for some business or something, and they have a major issue with birds, inland birds as well as coastal birds. So we're trying to help them there.
That's fine. I'm looking forward to that call because we can definitely assist. But you know what? We rather need to talk to your client so that we can inform him and send them maybe a video as to how important it is.
Absolutely. Yes.
Who we've got the new Paul? Are you a safety officer?
Good day, everyone. Yes, I am a qualified safety officer, but I do run my own business. Okay. I actually want to incorporate that into other businesses, especially in wood manufacturing or carpentry business. I would really love to help them. It's been a decade of good operation, but I realize my colleagues know nothing about safety file. Operations and following the procedure. I want to put that as part of my services, but I also think that because I've done that, I did my safety in 2010, so you can just imagine 15 years later, probably things have changed. I'm hoping Artu will help me with the updates of what's happening, but for now, yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, I want to something that will help you a lot. I'm just quickly going there quickly. Is if we've got a website, we've got a YouTube channel which we call the Safety Coach. Oh my goodness, no, that's all. It is. I'm just going. There you go. Great. I'm just let me share my screen with you guys. That will help a lot if you battle with understanding and stuff like what we're talking about and how you're going to explain it to your colleagues and making sure they understand it. If you go to YouTube and you type in this safety coach, there am I. Okay. And you can, if you go in there, you will see there we've got videos. If you click on the video tab, okay, there's the video tab, and then you will see we've got several videos, and also the videos that we do here, we will post there. But what is important is what I want to take you, we've got a whole profile there. Come on, internet, there you go. So you will see there, this one, Safety 101. We have got there the overview of the OSH Act, okay, lesson 1. That is quite important. This is quite an amazing video. As you can see, it's got over 3,000 views. And what we do is we explain the importance of what is the purpose of the OSH Act. So if you battle to understand or explain it to your colleague, go there, look at the video, forward it to them. And we actually used here in KZN, the Department of Labor forwarded this video to some of their clients, just so that they understand what the OSH Act is all about. Okay, and that is quite powerful. So you will see we've got a whole breakdown there. If I can go there, you've got a whole breakdown of what the OSH Act is all about, and the roles and responsibilities, just so that people have got a better understanding. Okay. Good.
Thanks. I'll go through it.
Yeah, you're welcome. We would love you to see you guys using that. Okay, I think we can start. Thank you very much for joining. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we have spoken about method statements, whereby you as the client needs to convince you as the contractor need to convince your client that you actually know what you're doing. You sat down and you made a list of everything of what you're going to do from the moment that you step onto the premises of the client right up to the point where you hand over the site back to the client. Now, after that, we need to identify the steps as we've got in the method statement and do a risk assessment. Let me quickly share my screen again so that you guys can see. Okay, good. This is where we ended last week. It's where method statement to work on the site. We have the task that we had there was painting of a house. We had listed all our equipment. We've listed the steps that we are going to work. After that, guys, we need to do the risk assessment. Your method statement needs to talk to your risk assessment. Okay. Now, the risk assessment is, according to Section 8.2 of the Occupational Health and Safety Act, is a legal document. Okay, it's a legal document. So this is the only document that you are going to take with you to the court of law. It is the first document the Department of Labor asks for when they come to your site visit. It is mentioned in the Act. Did you guys know that underneath the OSH Act, not the construction regulation, but in the OSH Act, there's only 2 appointment letters, and that is your safety rep and contractors. Okay. Underneath the construction regulation, they want to see who's the 16.2. They want to see who is your manager. All of those needs to be in writing. But this document guides your safety file. Okay. So look at this. There's your activity painting of a ceiling. Now, I'm going to go out of here because it just gives a sample, and I'm going to go back to, where is this now? There you go. Good. You got, this is our software safe site. We spoke about that again, of the whole safety file neatly set out there. We literally cannot do a safety file without this, because you know what, there's such a lot of documents, there's such a lot of things that needs to be linked, and you need to keep track of that. If you haven't got some type of format that you can use, you're going to battle. But let's quickly have a look. There is our risk assessment. Let's go. I'm just gonna look at the library. We're just gonna look at one of them quickly. Let's take aluminium windows. Okay, that's another thing. If we go back to the list, that's another thing. It comes preloaded with quite a bit of generic, I must call generic risk assessments of areas of task in various of industries. Okay, HVAC, okay, aircon evaporation unit, the gasket installing of ductings. So let's quickly have a look at that. And now this is the risk assessment. Now you can see there's the activity, okay, the different activities, lifting and moving ducting to installation area. Here is the hazards, back, hand, and foot injury, the potential damage, severe injury to person and can cause damage to property and equipment. We rate it. This is a medium risk. Then we put controls in place, okay? And then we wearing protection, hand protection, lifting material straight back, and all the different controls that you can think about, okay? And then we review it again, and it comes down to a low risk. So, guys, this risk assessment, you see this activities, lifting, stacking of ducting, hoisting of the ducting, all of these activities, securing of the ducting, must line up with your method statement. If you want to impress your safety officer or the client safety officer, you can actually number them 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly the same that you've numbered them in the method statement. Okay. I know of some safety officers out there that if it's not even numbered correctly, they throw it out. Okay, because every single activity that you do, you've got the potential to get injured, even if it's extremely low. The law doesn't make the changes. It doesn't differentiate between different activities, because in the past, prior to 2014, we used to have a mention in the risk assessment that medium and high activities needs to be. And you need to do a task-based risk assessment. But that have changed. It is all activity, because what happens, people grade it as low, then they don't need to do the task-based risk assessment. Okay. So now, every single one you need to do a full risk assessment on. Okay. So here is the different tasks, and here is hazards, your risk, your grading, and your controls. Okay. Guys, this is extremely important, that when you work out the controls, that it is relevant. Okay. Yes, I know, and I've been having this conversation with many contractors out there, that me lying a tile here is the same activity than lying a tile at a different site. Now, laying tiles for a tiler could be the case, but it's not always the case. Because laying tiles in a shopping center is certain criteria. You've got to work after hours, you cannot make noise, and all of those things. While working in a residential area, they don't care, you can just get the job done. Versus working like a place like Engen, the refinery. Guys, they are extremely strict. So that is what it means by having a site-specific risk assessment. Okay? So when you do the risk assessment, please keep in mind the area that you're going to work. Keep in mind the baseline assessment that you get from your client. Now, we actually need to quickly discuss that. What is the difference between your risk assessment and the baseline risk assessment that you receive from your client? Now, the baseline risk assessment is an instruction underneath Section 5 of the construction regulation, whereby the client is instructed to inform you about all the hazards on his premises. So you will find that the baseline risk assessment for Engen, let's use Engen, refinery, where they say if you're going to do tiling there or you're going to do the ducting there, we have got flammable vapor in the area, so your grinder must be of a no brush grinder. Okay. While and that will be listed in your baseline risk assessment. That's why it's so important that you look at your baseline risk assessment and see if you can comply. Okay. Or when you're working at heights, sometimes when you're working at heights in the shopping mall, it is beautiful tiled or concrete level bases. versus when you go to residential area, it might be at a slope or there might be stairs. And the baseline is the client that is informing you regarding those different hazards. Okay, the environment dictates your hazards and the rating of it. So yes, have a baseline, have a risk assessment like this, and that's what's nice about SafeSite. It keeps it for you. But now that you are knowing what your site looks like, because you've read the baseline risk assessment, you can change the content here to make it site specific. Okay, and that is extremely important. Now, and you can talk to Nsika as well. We have seen, guys, risk assessments. Man, it is so thorough. It is so beautiful. We become emotional just reading through it. But we also realize that it's not achievable. It's literally not achievable. Keep in mind, when something goes wrong on site, this is a legal document as per Occupational Health and Safety Act, Section 8.2. You will take this to the court of law, and the smart young lawyer is going to read it, and it's going to read your possible controls, and it's going to say, oh, you said that you're going to wear hand protection. Have you? If you haven't, and you haven't got the issue register and proof that the people have used it, by default, you're guilty. You're going to say that you've got safe working procedures of how to handle a pipe. If you haven't got the safe working procedures in the file and you haven't communicated to the employees, by default, you are guilty. Okay? Just remember, guys, we need to understand the difference between civil liability and criminal liability. When it's criminal liability, meaning you are linked to an act, you have not complied to the act. The act requires you to have this. So you have done this. Now you have not done what you said you're going to do. You can be criminally charged. Okay? So much like the following. Let's, for example, say you have speeded on the highway. Okay? And the police person pulls you off. The police pulls you off. And you have got the right to ask the traffic police a couple of questions. For example, you will ask him, is this machine that you've used, is it calibrated? Then he must produce you a calibration certificate. Then you can ask him, have you been trained to use this machine correctly? Then he must provide his training certificate that he has trained that machine to use that machine correctly. If he cannot produce any one of them, you go free, irrespective if you have speeded or not. Now, the same rule applies here. If you have not done what you're supposed to, you are guilty. Okay? Just like the traffic police will be guilty. Okay? Irrespective. So please make sure that when you do your controls, that it is achievable. How do we achieve that? Firstly, we must do the minimum requirements of the Act. Okay? Meaning, we need to communicate our hazards. We need to eliminate them if we cannot eliminate. This is the correct section of Section 8. We need to maybe go through that once again. Is eliminate the hazards. Okay? If we cannot eliminate them, we need to mitigate it. We need to put stuff in place to lower the risk. This is the control. We need to and then we convert to PPE. Supervision. All work must happen under supervision. That's 8.7 that you need to appoint. Okay, underneath the construction regulation, and 8.2D underneath the Occupational Health and Safety Act, depending on which industry you are. Okay, so your controls is extremely important. If you then say that you're going to do a safe working procedure, it must be in there. If you say you're going to do various of inspections, you must do it. Because if you don't do it, by default, you're guilty. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? That is extremely, extremely important. Okay? And that is actually the crux of what I wanted to explain today for you guys, so that everybody understand that this is important. As your risk assessment. Your risk assessment is the most important document. Okay. a lot of when many moons ago when safety, safety 2014, the construction regulation was amended, and short after that, we had actually at FTS people walking onto our retail store saying, "Listen, I've been kicked off site because I haven't got a safety file. On which shelf can I buy a safety file?" Not understanding that it is site specific. The controls make your safety file site specific. Okay, good. Have we got any questions regarding risk assessments? Guys, before I want to mention just quickly, that we are once again going to send an email. If we can please have your emails in the comment section. And what we're going to do is I've already sent the details through to Leanne, and then Leanne is going to send you a little bit of explanation of what we just spoke about, and more important, it's going to send you a template. Okay, the template is just much like this, but it's just on an Excel spreadsheet. You guys are welcome to use it. I have populated it just with admin so that you guys can see, okay, in how to use the risk assessment effectively. It is on an Excel spreadsheet, so you will see there is formulas already worked out there, so use it. If you make sure that you understand how to work a Excel spreadsheet, okay. But guys, you must take care of your risk assessment. A risk assessment is a simple document that can get you in hot water if you do not execute it correctly. If in any way you battle, please pick up the phone. That is why we are here. We would love to discuss possible controls with you and see how we can assist you. Remember, if it's on the phone, it's for free. Okay. Guys, keep in mind that the risk assessment, I see somebody raised a hand there. Who was the raising hand? You're welcome to ask your question. Adam, yes.
Gert, I think the risk assessment, as you mentioned, is by far the most important document in that file.
Absolutely.
Because many people have landed up in court because of that risk assessment. And we just had a case about 2 weeks ago where a supermarket, we did a risk assessment, our own risk assessment, and we provided them with the information. And they failed to follow through on the risk assessment that was given.
Oh,
and we were then summoned to court because a customer ran over that particular area with a trolley, and this wasn't just tumbled over, and the company was then taken to court.
Yeah.
And we were then called in to actually testify as to how it actually happened. And so fortunate that we had this document, copies of it made, also video of it in our file.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that particular file was, they went into that file and they removed some legal documents from it. So that put them in a very bad light. When we produced what we had and it was signed off by management,
yeah,
that they were given a certain period of time to fix the high risk areas,
yeah,
then criminal charges were there.
Yeah.
So from experience and from what you've told us now, that is the most important document in that file.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. It is a legislated document. It is more important than appointment letters. It is more important than even your inspections and your safety meeting. If you don't have your risk assessment, immediately guilty. Immediately. Okay. If you have put stuff in your risk, and Adam, thank you very much for that testimony, because so many times people think it's just us because we want to do it. It's not about us. It's about you. Okay. It's about the contractor. Okay. And watch out that we don't commit you, underneath the controls. Okay, it's extremely important that you read through those controls. Even if you don't worry about the rest, just read over the controls and see, this I can do, this I cannot do. And if you cannot do it, take a pen and just draw a line through it and sign next to it. Okay. But with that said, guys, the construction regulation and the OSH Act and all the other regulations gives us guidance of the controls that we need to put in there. And that's why it's so important that you must have some type of knowledge. So, for example, let's take diving. Okay, if you do diving, the controls are set out in the diving regulation. If you're on construction, the controls are set out in the construction regulation. If you have got machines on your construction site, the controls are set out in the driven machine regulation. You understand? So you must have a certain level of knowledge and understanding. That's why it's so important. If it's your very first safety file, maybe it's a good idea just to purchase it from a safety officer so that you can learn from the control. Guys, when I say purchase it, oh goodness gracious, I can feel some condemnation coming upon me now. when you purchase a safety file, if you purchase a safety file for 1,000 Rand, you've wasted your money. Okay, you've literally wasted your money, because what's happening is there's a lot of people out there that's got no experience. They do not know the regulations. They do not know what is the legislated controls, and they just put in there, when you climb a ladder, make sure you've got 3-point contact. Not knowing that Section 13A, General Safety Regulation 13A, requires certain things from working on a ladder. That construction regulation section 11 requires certain things from working at heights. You understand? So make sure that you understand those things. And if you are new in the construction regulation, be familiarized with the controls that's set out in the regulations. Okay. Also a big problem that we have, because just imagine you're working at heights now, and somebody falls and dies. Did you guys know that 40% of all the claims to the Department of Labor is through slip, trip, and fall? Working at heights is responsible for 40% of all the IODs. Okay, a majority of the deaths, which I do not know that there so well. But anyway, so now when you do work at heights and you put it in your risk assessment, safety harness and all these beautiful things, but you do not know what the construction regulation section 11 asks about working at height, that you must have a fall protection plan developed, that you must have a trained scaffold inspector and scaffold erector, that you must make sure that your employees have got medical, that they must be trained with unit standard 29998, which is working at heights. It is all legislated, you understand? And just the common sense is extremely important, but you must have the back knowledge. Okay, that is extremely important. I just saw my colleague got bad contact. Leanne, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Oh, fantastic. We've got all the email addresses.
Whoever sent this through, yes.
Okay, guys.
Can I just tell them about the course that we're having on the 1st of July?
Fantastic. Thanks, Leanne, for that reminder. Yes, on the 1st of July, we have had a lot of requests from people stating we just need to spend some time and just not only understand the compile safety file, but also do a safety file in total from the beginning to the end with all the templates and so on. So on the 1st of July, we are starting in the morning. It's just going to be a morning. We're quickly going to run through all the sections of the safety file. We're going to give you the documents and give you the back end knowledge as well with a little training material, with all the documents. We're going to give you a video as well on our YouTube channel, wherever, maybe privately set it there, so that the people that wanted a little bit more information can actually access it. So yes, if you are interested, Leanne will also mention it in that email that we sent through to you, so that you guys can see, and it's cheap. Leanne, what did we charge? We just
it starts at 9, it ends at 1. You'll get a certificate of attendance as well as access to our library, as well as you can have telephone calls with Catherine and Sika. And then it's 1,000 Rand excluding VAT. And as I said, you'll get the certificate of attendance.
Yeah, and all the documents. Okay, we want to give you a whole folder with everything, with all the appointment letters, baselines, method statements, inspections, so that you can at least start. You understand? If you've not already got it. So that's something that we are actually quite proud of, and we would love to see a lot of people there. And we can not only learn from me, but I can learn from you guys as well. And then Sika will be one of the people there that will teach us as well, because Sika is actually the expert. If you like me, you're going to love him, because he does. He's actually the reason why he's so quiet now is because he said, "Gert, please, I've got an urgent safety file to go out." So that's what I'm doing. All the presentation.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got somebody. Nina.
Anina.
Yes,
Yes.
you raised your hand. How can we help?
Hi, good day, Gert. How are you?
Good and self.
Good, good. I just recently started with the safety files and safety stuff. I did my training for full protection recently,
Yes.
investigation and risk assessments. So this is a helpful seminar. I've been wanting to join the last 4, but I never get a chance to actually join. And this I just thought, let me just take a moment and just join.
Okay, great stuff. I appreciate that.
Second night, or you guys send out an email again with a seminar, and then I can just register. How's it going to work?
Oh yes.
Anina, sorry, Kat. Anina, I'll send you through the quote, and it'll have all the details on there, which platform we'll be using. It is an online course. Yeah, and then if there's any questions, we can chat privately.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. That would be a good thing to get behind my name, I think, as well.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And just remember, Nina, once you join the course, we like to say you're part of the family, because the biggest problem that we have with safety officers is you're isolated. And sometimes you just need to talk to somebody and say, listen, this is the problem that I'm having. What would you suggest? And we can talk. As we said, if it's over the phone, it's free. So now that's the part where you say, okay, I know Anina's business, I know, and we can assist you in a better way. You understand? And that is powerful. That is extremely powerful. We have got several safety officers that comes through the doors and say, I need the following help. And then we say, okay, can I do it for you? This is what we charge. He says, you can't charge because the company have already appointed me as a safety officer, and if I can't do the job, they're going to fire me. You understand? So
Yes.
give us a call. If we can just assist you on the phone, we would love to. You are not alone. You are not alone.
So I'm looking to do my accreditation to get the SAMPC registered safety officer, because it's a thing that I see is required more and more nowadays than just the normal safety officer.
It's legislated 8.6. It's legislated 8.5. Gives you must be a safety officer. 8.6 is you must be an accredited safety officer by SACPC&P. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely correct. Yeah, and it's
do you guys have guidance on that as well, or not really?
Oh, guys, it's like we can forward you the link of how to register from SACPC&P. But we do not assist with registration because it's government organization. It is extremely frustrating. They're going through a lot of teething problems. I believe it's much better now, but it's like we can't do that for you because we are literally going to stand in a queue on your behalf.
That's fine. I'm just hoping more for like guidance towards it, because I don't have any.
Yes.
I don't have any idea what the situation would be and what's required for me to do that.
And there is a guy that I can use. He's a guy in Joburg that I've referred somebody to in the past, and they were happy with him. I can do the same for you if you want me. Just refer you to him. He's the guy he actually assists people to get registered.
That sounds fantastic. I did send over my email, but I think Leanne does have it as well.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I'll send you all the details once I receive it.
Thank you. Thank you, Leanne.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, I enjoyed it as usual. You guys are welcome to drop us a mail with any additional questions, but this is it for today.
If you guys haven't sent through your emails, just please resend it.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank
All the best,
you.
guys. Leanne, are you able to send that referral from Gert as well, please?
I will do so. Adam, just to confirm, are you Durban or Joburg based?
I'm in Johannesburg at the moment, but
Okay.
my head office is based in Cape Town, so I'm currently setting up satellite here in Johannesburg.
No problem. What I'll do is I'll add you to that with the link and the referral. So if there's any questions, you can just let us know. And
Adam-
then, do you also want to be added for the course when I'm sending out that quote?
Yes, please, undoubtedly.
Adam, is that the referral is for SACP CMP registration? Okay.
Yes, correct, yes.
No problem. I'll add you separately. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
One guys.
Okay.
Right,
Bye.
thanks.
Adam, is there anything else before you go?
No, sorry, thanks, Leanne. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'll send it through to you shortly as soon as I receive it.
Thank you very much. Have a good one. Thank
You as well.
Thanks,
Take care.
thanks, Adam.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye. Bye.
Thank you, and Zika. Is there anything I can assist you with?
No, Leanne. Thank you very much. That was fun. That was a good
Just-
one, actually.
Just a quick one. I know you're busy
Yes.
with thing, but I'm gonna phone you just now with.
Okay.
You remember ETR services?
Yes, I remember them.
They
Can't remember what we
just-
did for them exactly. I know it was a file, but I can't
It was a
remember
file.
the job scope. I can't remember the scope, but I do remember ETA.
It was also something similar to working on site, but not actually construction or whatever. This
Hmm,
guy sent through a mail now, and he's saying they're still having problems.
okay,
So yeah,
okay.
all right. I'm gonna just check who did it. Then
Yeah.
I'll put
I
all the
think-
information.
Yeah,
in.
because I can't remember. It may, but let's just have a look at it. I'm sure maybe whoever audited may want something changed. You know, the safety officers. Yeah, but just send it through. I think ETA sounds like it was also something similar to NMP, where the guy has a
Yes,
look at
it was. It was
Yes,
something
yes,
similar.
yes.